Well, hey, everybody, good evening and welcome to the Daily Dose. This week, we're wondering about prayer and whether or not you pray regularly. It's something you do. It's something we hear about a lot, right? Maybe especially in the last year more than ever. Someone experiences some type of pain in their life. Maybe they get a diagnosis and you might send them a text or write on their Facebook page, keeping you in my prayers. And we even hear about it in the news. You might hear a story about a tragedy that a community has experienced, and the news anchor might say, "We're keeping your community in our prayers." But what about prayer? How do we think about that a little bit more deeply? Maybe even wonder, how do I pray? Now, I remember being a young kid, and my family had a tradition of a bedtime prayer. Maybe if you're a parent, you have something like that too. Maybe you even grew up with one. I remember going to bed every night and saying, "Now I lay me down to sleep." It was a memorized prayer, and I remember being pretty proud when I, as a young child, had memorized that prayer that we said together as a family every single night. But I remember getting older and thinking, I don't know how to pray if it's something I'm not simply memorizing. It causes you to kind of wonder when you come into a church, maybe you hear the pastor or church leader praying and you think, okay, that's something they can do, but I don't have the right words for that. I mean, I do it myself. I'm married to a pastor, and when we go somewhere, we always will say, "Hans, will you pray?" I've been the one who said, "Hans, can you say the prayer?" Because you start to second guess whether you have the right words to pray. But what if we were to expand our prayer toolbox, so to speak? Well, in the early centuries of the Christian church, the monks who followed the traditions, the teachings of Jesus, had a type of prayer, a practice of prayer that was focused around reading the Bible. And I know we might have this stereotypical view of monks that they were those church leaders who always had the right way to talk to God, someone who was maybe an expert in the Bible. But they developed this practice because they wanted it to be open to anybody who could simply read the Bible and pray. They had a prayer practice that they called Lectio Divina. Now, before you tone out for a minute, it's a fancy Latin word, I know, but hang with me. It's a phrase that means divine reading. And it's meant to be something that anyone could try anywhere, anytime. It's different from having a Bible study where you might wonder the context of when something was written or look at the bigger picture of the story that was being told. It's commonly something that's thought about that you sit down and listen to the words that are read through Scripture, something that they divide into 4 parts. I've heard it explained one place as read, meditate, pray, contemplate. And another place that I've heard it described as read, reflect, respond, rest. So what does that even mean? First, read a brief passage in Scripture. And ask yourself what sticks out to you. So for example, last week on the Daily Dose, I looked at the story of the Good Samaritan. A story in the Bible that a lot of us have heard many times. I know I've read it a lot. So I might look through the practice of Lectio Divina at that passage and look at these words that could just go in one ear and out the other, sit down, read it several times, and then I would reflect, ask myself what stuck out to me. Well, I know for me, often, even last week, I wondered what would it be like for me to be that Good Samaritan who crossed over to the other side of the road to someone who was different from me, someone who was hurting. But during this practice, I might read it again and reflect and ask different types of questions. What if I'm not that Good Samaritan after all? What about all those times where someone has walked across the road to me? What does it look like to have mercy, to see mercy, to experience mercy in those moments? The third would be to respond or pray. I say, "God, help me in those moments when others have shown me mercy. God, what might it have been for that person to walk across the road to me? God, are there times when I've been more like the lawyer in that story, the person who's questioned Jesus? God, how could I listen better?" And the fourth part of this practice would be to rest or to contemplate, to let go of my words, which I admit is hard for someone like me. I like words a lot. but to allow God to continue speaking to me, to allow myself to be surprised what I hear in other parts of the Bible or from other people. Some describe this as kind of digesting what I've read and prayed about. Now, I'd never heard much about Lectio Divina until about 15 years ago when my parents' pastor had this practice at their church with their church staff, and my mom served on the staff. And like I said, it's something that you could do anytime. That's what was kind of interesting to me about it. The Bible is accessible on your phone. You could pull it out anytime and download that, read a passage of Scripture. And I admit I became more curious about this practice when my dad and this friend, who was the pastor, traveled to Spain to go on a part of a pilgrimage called the Camino de Santiago. And it's a network of trails throughout Spain where you can choose to walk on part of that. Many see it as just an adventure, and some really see it as kind of a spiritual thing. And the Lectio Divina was something that they did on some of these days. So they would read a passage together, maybe read it again, have it read to them. They'd maybe even memorize this passage, and then hike for hours, carrying everything on their backs from one spot to the next. And when you're by yourself in a brand new country where they don't even speak the language, I can imagine that it speaks to you in a totally new way. Where a verse like, "Remember the lilies in the field," that you thought of once learning it in the church, spoke to you in a totally different way when you walked through a field where you actually saw lilies. It takes you out of a sanctuary or a church pew and into the context of your own life, whatever you might be walking through at that time. It's a prayer that you don't need to have the right words for, just the willingness to be open to reading, reflecting, responding, and resting. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Daily Dose tonight. We would love to have you spread the word. Share this if you're watching on Facebook. Maybe it'll spark some interest. I'm by no means an expert on the Lectio Divina, but we could connect you with some people who know a little bit more about that practice of prayer or others that you've heard about this week. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love to have you subscribe to Calvary's YouTube channel. And if you're watching on cable access, be sure to tell a friend and invite them to tune in with you tomorrow. Thanks.
The darkness running high, you bring the broken back to life. Only you can. You set me free from every chain. You fill my heart with songs of praise. Only you can. Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I'm wide awake. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold me. My soul sings. Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm. Every beat is calling. Every beat is calling out your name. Oh, 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 oh. You left the glory of your throne to bring this runaway back home. Only you can. You give me life, you give me life, you keep me dancing through the night. Only you can. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold me. My soul sings. Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, to your rhythm. Every beat is calling. Every beat is calling out. Oh, 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 oh. Every beat only reason that I'm even breathing. I'm wide awake. You move me, your freedom is consuming. I feel it rushing through me. I'll never be the same. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold me. My soul sings. Father, you are holy. My feet dance to rhythm, to rhythm. Every beat is calling. Every beat is calling out. Oh, 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 oh. Every beat is calling. Every beat is calling out your name. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Every beat is calling. Every beat is calling out your name.